Alright guys, BrettO Live back with another video, and welcome to the Week in Review, episode 152. This is where we go over Raw and SmackDown in a WWE action figure setup style. We're going to start from Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw opening up the show with one of the best matches on Monday Night Raw in the past 3 years. We're going to talk about the entire show, but the opening match, so good. Let's jump into this show. We opened up the show with a triple threat tag team match. RK Bro, Alpha Academy, and Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. I love this match so much. So many cool spots. Randy Orton lifting everybody and slamming them on the table. Literally. He tried Otis, but it didn't really go over too well. So him and Riddle had to team up to slam Otis on the announcer's desk. And then Randy Orton had to have been the highlight of the match. Randy Orton was just going off. Literally, he was going off. He was so hyped to be in this match. I could just tell. He loves teaming with Riddle. He's having such a good time. But anyways, Chad Gable on the top rope goes for a moonsault on Randy Orton. Randy Orton gets back on his feet, hits an RKO, mid-air moonsault. It was crazy. One of the best RKOs I've seen in a freaking long time. Wow, it was so perfectly timed. Such a genius idea. I loved it. Randy Orton hits that RKO, and then in the end, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, they destroyed Chad Gable. They do the buckle bomb into the stunner, into the stomp. That seems to be their finisher to put away superstars. But then Riddle, I believe, runs in, pushes Seth Rollins out of the ring, and then pins Chad Gable to win the Raw Tag Team Championships. RK Bro, yes, are your brand new Raw Tag Team Champions, and RK Bro as a team, they are two-time Raw Tag Team Champions, which I think is so awesome. Good for them. They're going to be going to WrestleMania as the champs, but what I don't like the narrative that the commentators and everybody's pushing that you need to be a champion to be on WrestleMania. I don't know why they keep pushing that narrative. The commentators keep on saying it. They said, oh, Alpha Academy and Seth Rollins, they're not going to WrestleMania. They're not champions. That's not the case. That is such a poor narrative pushed by the commentators and everyone. I'm like, what? You don't have to be a champion to be on WrestleMania. But anyways, I loved this opening match. I thought it was genius. Thought it was brilliant. I loved it. Moving over here was another tag team match. Not as good, but it was Carmella and Selena Vega going up against Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. The match was okay. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan were able to pick up the victory to be added to the women's tag team title match at WrestleMania, making it a triple threat match now. So you got these two teams as well as Naomi and Sasha Banks. I'm pulling for Naomi and Sasha Banks. It ought to be a good triple threat tag team match, but as far as this match goes, it was all right. Moving over here, it was Apollo Crews going up against Omos. This is just so crap. You guys know how I feel about Omos. I can't stand Omos. He can't wrestle. All he is a big man. That's all he is. He squashed Apollo Crews. I was kind of shocked that they sent Apollo Crews out there to get squashed. Like his new Nigerian thing, like he was Intercontinental champion for a short time, and then he kind of really hasn't been doing anything. It reminds me of Apollo Luz all over again. But anyways, I think the entire thing, what they're trying to do is get Omos in the ring with Commander Aziz, because they did have a little stare down. So that's probably going to be happening this Monday Night Raw, which I'm kind of looking forward to, not even lying, but that match sucked. Moving over here is Dana Brooke and Reggie going up against Tamina and Akira Tozawa, or it was something like that. I don't even know what the match was, to be honest. It might have just been Dana versus Tamina. But match sucked. Dana comes out with the 24/7 championship, and then there's a bunch of kissing that happens. Literally a bunch of bull crap. I could not care less. Cancel the championship. It's an embarrassment. And that literally had to, the 24/7 title had to follow up this triple threat match, which I was like, oh my god, pathetic. Moving over here was Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode going up against Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker. Tag team match was okay. In the end, Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker were able to pick up the victory. Braun Breaker, he looked great. I don't watch NXT, but dude, I like Braun Breaker. Dude's pretty cool. Do I think he's going to be debuting on the main roster very, very soon? Yes, because Dolph Ziggler's the new NXT champion. He won the triple threat tag team match at NXT Round Block. I didn't watch the match because I don't watch NXT, just being honest. But that's crazy. Dolph Ziggler's NXT champion. Why is he still with Bobby Roode? I'm angry. It would be way better if he wasn't with Roode and just singles as NXT champion. And face. What the heck? Ziggler's way better as a face. I have so many problems with that. Moving over here, it was Austin Theory going up against Finn Balor. I don't know if this was for the United States Championship or not, but anyways, it was a match, one-on-one. And it got interrupted by this man, Damian Priest. Damian Priest runs down as Finn Balor's maybe looking for the coup de grace on Austin Theory to pick up the victory. And then Damian Priest just calls a disqualification, takes out Finn Balor, and then Austin Theory takes some pictures with Finn. And I was like, I don't know. That's just typical heel fashion. When somebody turns heel, they just start squandering matches. It's kind of typical for me. But yeah, it's definitely going to build to their match at Mania. You already know Damian Priest and Finn Balor are fighting at Mania. You already know that's happening. Moving over here, it was an episode of Miz TV with special guest Jerry the King Lawler. How odd. But yeah, Logan Paul and The Miz were out there, and they were in Cleveland, Ohio, which is The Miz and Logan Paul's hometown, and I guess Jerry the King Lawler's hometown too. He comes out, and then yeah, they just talk about how it was basically just bashing. Well, not bashing. They liked Cleveland in the end, and then Miz is like, "Wait, I don't even live here anymore." And then it was just so weird. In my opinion, this promo was just so weird. No Mysterios. I found that so odd. I thought for sure the Mysterios were gonna come out, but no, it was just such an odd Miz TV. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Moving over here, it was Kevin Owens in the end of the show after he lost in the tag team match. He's like, "I need a road to WrestleMania. I need a path. It's going to be a Kevin Owens show, and I'm calling out Stone Cold Steve Austin." I'm like, a Kevin Owens show? No! Make it a match. Make it a match, please. It's going to be entertaining. Both men on the mic is awesome. Kevin Owens and Stone Cold Steve Austin together on the mic. I think that sounds awesome. But oh my God, it should have been a match. It should have been a match. But yeah, and Stone Cold Steve Austin via social media replied and said, "Yeah, I accept, and it'll be at WrestleMania." Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kevin Owens show episode, I guess. Promo. They're going with a promo instead of a match, which I could get down with. Moving over here, Edge, he had to cut his first heel promo in like 9 years, and this was horrible. Oh my God. They totally botched this. It was terrible. Edge came out, tried to cut his heel promo. They had a black light on. I don't know why it looked so bad. And Edge was just talking about like all the evil things he's going to do to AJ Styles and how he attacked him for his own good. I was like, what? If I was the creative, I would have been like, okay, Edge, you're heel now. You got to go out there, bring up your past, say how ever since you returned being the good guy, it hasn't gotten me anywhere. I got to reach down deep to my old past. Because Edge, most of the time, is always a heel back in the day. Most of the time. So I would have brought up his past. This promo was garbage. I was not a fan whatsoever. It just didn't make any sense. The black light was annoying. Edge looked stupid. It was just dumb. It was dumb. But yeah, guys, that was Monday Night Raw setup style. As far as the beginning of the show goes, 5 out of 5. This is my favorite match on Monday Night Raw in the past like 3 years. I loved that match so much. But as far as everything else goes, complete crap, in my opinion. But yeah, guys, that was Monday Night Raw. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5, only because of the opening match. Jumping into SmackDown, this show was, it was just okay, all right? They had some decent stuff. They also had some really boring stuff. But there was some definitely decent stuff. We're going to jump into the show. The show with Brock Lesnar, of course, WWE recapping what happened at Madison Square Garden when Roman Reigns decked Lesnar with the help of the Usos. I don't know why that wasn't televised, but whatever. Besides the fact, Lesnar comes out, Paul Heyman interrupts him, and then Paul basically exposes himself. He's like, well, first he talks about, like, Lesnar's going to lose this, Reigns is going to win, the Tribal Chief. Tribal Chief isn't here tonight. And then Lesnar's like, wait a minute, the Tribal Chief isn't here tonight, then that means there's nobody here to protect you. So he starts chasing after Paul Heyman, chases him all the way into the back near the parking garage, and Paul Heyman jumps into a car and escapes. Lesnar was not able to get to him. So I thought that was kind of cool. I thought it was a cool way to open up the show, get people hyped up. Oh, is Lesnar going to get Heyman? He didn't get his hands on Heyman, but I guarantee at WrestleMania, Lesnar will get his hands on Heyman somehow, whether it's an F5, whether it's a Kimura lock, suplex, something. But yeah, he will get his hands on Paul Heyman. I guarantee it. Moving over here, I believe this was our opening match of the night. It was Sheamus and Ridge Holland going up against the New Day. I feel like we've seen this match like 3 times already, but yeah, we probably have. But yeah, it was a tag team match. And of course, Sheamus adding a new member to his little faction. He needs a name for his faction, dude. Like, you can't just like have, okay, it's going to be Ridge Holland, Sheamus, and Pete Dunne. No, you need a name for your faction. Like, come on. But anyways, he added Pete Dunne to his faction. Now he's got Ridge Holland and Pete Dunne. But anyways, it was a match. Ridge Holland, Sheamus going up against the New Day. Match was okay. Ridge Holland and Sheamus actually ended up picking up the victory. Pete Dunne jumped in the ring after and just laid a beat down on the New Day, which it was okay. I'm not really the biggest fan of Pete Dunne's debut here because this is his debut on the main roster, dude. If you don't count that NXT part of Survivor Series type deal, but yeah, this is his debut on the main roster, and it wasn't the best. I'm gonna be honest, for a debut of Pete Dunne, you know, the bruiserweight, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyways, he's aligning himself with Sheamus and Ridge. It's all right, I guess. Moving over here. Oh, this was so just fast, in my opinion. You guys will know what I'm saying once I'm done talking about it. But anyways, it was the Usos coming out. We the ones, you know, we're the champs. The typical deal with the Usos. The Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura interrupt. They come out, they say, we want a match at WrestleMania. So Jimmy and Jay, they're like, okay, if you could beat the right-hand man, Jey Uso, you'll get a match at WrestleMania. So it turns into Rick Boogs versus the right-hand man. Yes, the right-hand man, main event, Jey Uso. You guys remember all those matches he won? Yeah, crazy. Rick Boogs takes care of him like it's nothing. Rick Boogs in my opinion, he took care of Jey Uso like easy work. Easy work. I was like, what? That's the right-hand man. And Rick Boogs just took him out like he was nothing. So Rick Boogs wins the match. So it's going to be Shinsuke and freaking Boogs going up against the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania, which, I mean, I could get down with it, but then again, I'm not excited for it. I feel like it's way too heavily pushed, very, very, just too quick, you know what I'm saying? That was just okay. Moving over here. This was so odd. I don't even know what the match was supposed to be, but it was Drew McIntyre out in the ring. Then the Viking Raiders music hit, and then they're getting attacked backstage by Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, Shanky, and Jinder Mahal. And then they all come out. They all do a 4-on-1 with Drew McIntyre. And then this is so stupid. This is way too much. This started at WWE Day 1, and now we're finally getting the match at WrestleMania, Happy Corbin versus Drew McIntyre. Nobody wants to see this. And this build-up's just complete crap. Drew McIntyre ends up getting some help from his sword. He gets the sword, then everybody kind of retreats. It was dumb. I hated it. Moving over here, it was a tag team match. Shayna Baszler and Natalya versus Naomi and Sasha Banks. This match was pretty boring. Sasha Banks and Naomi were able to pick up the victory. You know, a little more build up for, I guess, Carmella versus Selena Vega. Moving over here, it was actually the main event of the show. It was Ricochet versus Sami Zayn, and this, in my opinion, was such a needed rematch because last week, of course, Johnny Knoxville ran down and sort of distracted Sami Zayn, helping Ricochet pick up the victory. So I'm so glad they gave us this rematch, solidifying the fact that Ricochet definitely could have beat Sami Zayn without the help of Johnny Knoxville. I'm so glad they gave us this rematch, making Ricochet look more like a beast, you know what I'm saying? This is how he should always have been displayed. Ricochet is one of the best high flyers in the business, and he literally destroyed Sami Zayn in this match. He was able to hit a recoil and then a 630, which was so beautiful and pitch perfect. He landed on Sami literally with a thud. I loved this match. Intercontinental Championship, he was able to retain, and I loved it. And before the match happened, Austin Theory actually walked out, confronted Pat McAfee, slapped him again, but this time Pat McAfee, he jumped on Austin Theory, and it was an all-out brawl. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Really got me hyped up for their match at Mania, honestly. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory, I'm honestly getting pretty excited. Yes, I do know that's Corey Graves. I don't have a Pat McAfee figure. But yeah, I'm very hyped. This is going to be good. The build-up's actually not too bad. He got in Pat McAfee's head. I thought it was pretty cool. And then moving over here, Charlotte and Ronda Rousey, they had a promo. Charlotte basically saying, I'm going to win. Ronda Rousey saying, I'm going to tap you out. Typical promo. And then right after the Ricochet and Sami match, they come back on the screen, and then they're just randomly fighting backstage next to a car. Oh my God, did it remind me of the WrestleMania 35 build-up with Becky Lynch? Just this time, minus Becky Lynch. You know what I'm saying? You know, it would just remind me so much of that build-up. It's like they're just redoing what they did during WrestleMania 35. The fight by the car, the fight backstage, sending them out of the car. So Charlotte does a overhead suplex to Ronda onto the car and then kind of just walks away. I was like, what? Lame, in my opinion. But yeah, guys, that was SmackDown setup style. It was okay. In the end, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. My favorite thing about the show is definitely Ricochet retaining that title, and I'm into the Pat McAfee and Austin Theory stuff. That's something that I didn't really think I'd enjoy. But as far as the rest of the show goes, yeah, it was just okay. But yeah, guys, that was a weekend review setup. Really enjoyed. Let me know your ratings down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. BrettO Live out.